I remember it like it was yesterday. The final minute of the final game of my high school football career. We were playing on the road, and the opponent that we were playing was undefeated. They had never had an undefeated season. It was the last game of the regular season for them. They had already cinched their playoff position. Our opponent dressed out 35 players. 9 of them were seniors. We, on the other hand, dressed out 14 players. I was one of the 3 seniors on our team. In fact, when we wanted to know if we had 11 players on the field, we merely looked at the sidelines. If there were 3 over there were 11 on the field. We played valiantly, and with 1 minute remaining in the game, we were 2 points ahead. However, the opposing team had the ball. A long bomb was thrown. Now, I was playing in the defensive secondary. My job is to make sure that no passes get caught. Now, keep in mind that I was slower than my opponent. I was shorter than my opponent. My opponent had me beat. He was in the end zone ready to catch the pass. There was little I could do. I intentionally tackled him long before the ball got there, and the flag went down. Pass interference on me. I immediately called timeout. And we go to the sideline, and the coaches are quite passionate at this point. And I'll never forget, I said, "Coach, we can take penalties all night long. They're not getting in our end zone. This one's on me. I'll take the penalty." Well, that inspired the coach, and he huddled us up and said, "From now on, we are going to take penalties all night long, but they are not going to cross our end zone." Well, after the penalty, the ball was placed on the 3-yard line, first down and goal. The opposing team, they break their huddle, they approach the line, and just as they get set, our defensive end crashes across the line. The referee throws the flag, offsides, half the distance to the goal, and our defensive end said, "I'll take the penalty on me." So they huddle back up again. Now they call a new play, and they come to the line of scrimmage, and before they can get set, our defensive tackle crashes across the line. Referee throws the flag, half the distance to the goal. Our defensive tackle says, "I'll take the penalty. It's on me," but they're not putting any points on the board. And on the next play, they break their huddle. They approach the line. They don't really know if they're going to get to run a play enough. And sure enough, just as the center touches the ball, our nose guard crashes across the line. Flag goes down. Referee calls a penalty. Offsides, defense, half the distance to the goal. The ball is merely inches from the goal line. They huddle up. They approach the line, and they are coiled up like a rattlesnake ready to strike. But our defensive tackle crashes across the line. Flag goes down. Referee says, offsides, defense, half the distance to the goal. Our defensive tackle says, "I'll take the penalty. They're not putting points on our board." The next play, believe it or not, the same thing happens. Our defensive end crashes, and at this point, the referees call a conference. And during that conference, they urged our coaches to run a play and to not interfere with the game. And our coach says, "We will not be offsides on the next play. Run the play." And instructed us on what to do. The other coaches are fuming. They are but an inch away from victory on an undefeated season. They come out of their huddle confident that they're going to run the winning play. The center puts his hand on the ball. We call timeout. It's very unusual for the team that's winning to call timeout when there is less than a minute left in the game. So the coaches on the other side, they're fuming. Our coaches are saying, "Stay the course. We will take this all night if we have to," but they're not putting points on our board. They line up again. Their center puts his hand on the ball, and immediately one of our team players calls the last remaining timeout. At this point, we have sown utter confusion into our opponent's camp. They are calling their best plays, but they're not able to run them. They are showing us their best formations, yet they don't get to run the play. They are but that far away from the goal line, but they can't seem to score. On the next play, guess what? We run across the line, get a offsides penalty, and now the referees call another conference and inform our coaches that there will be no dead ball foul called, that we will end this football game probably on the next play. Well, in a way, he was right. We were out of timeouts, and we were told that our little offside scheme wouldn't work, but since they wouldn't call a dead ball foul, our coach put all 14 players on the defensive side of the ball, and we all lined up offsides. We were practically in their backfield. As soon as the ball was snapped, we tackled the quarterback, and the game ended, and we won. I'll never forget it, and neither will anybody that was there. You see, I started that because I took the penalty for the team. Several other players did the same thing, and no points were put on the board, and we won. You know, when I took that penalty, that was only good for one play. When my teammates took penalties, it was only good for one play, and after all, we did commit an infraction. Some 2,000 years ago, Jesus Christ lived a perfect and sinless life. He committed no infraction. And yet he said, I'll take the penalty. There'll be no points on the board. The victory is assured.